And welcome to the Aaron Katzman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katzman. We speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. And as always, we're coming to you from the spiritual and soon-to-be financial capital of the world, Jerusalem, Israel. If you like this content, please hit the like button below. And of course, if you've not yet done so, which I cannot even imagine why you wouldn't have yet done so, but hit the subscribe button if you've not subscribed yet to the show. Please subscribe. Tell your spouse, tell your kids, tell your pets. Anybody's got a YouTube account, be sure to subscribe to the big show. So I'm on a rant. I'm gonna rant. I'm like raging upset right now because I just got off the phone with somebody, and that somebody confirmed what I always know, and that's when you get free financial advice, you get what you pay for. Okay, your well-meaning friends have no clue in most cases as to your financial situation. And when they give you bad advice, A, they're not going to make up the money that you lose because of that bad advice. And number two, most of the advice is just dumb. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, I got a call from a lady who said she wanted to do some home improvements. She needed, I think it was a kitchen, if I'm not mistaken. And she said she needed around $25,000 or $30,000 to do a new kitchen. Okay. She said her friend, because the market had dropped and everything like that, she said, my friends told me now is a really bad time to do a new kitchen. So I said to her, do your friends know your financial situation? She goes, well, maybe. I said, do they know how much money you have invested? Do they know how much money you have in property? And she says, no. I said, then what are they giving you advice for, whether you can spend $25,000 to $30,000 or not? I said, first of all, you only live once. You have plenty of money. Trust me. That $25,000 isn't going to make it a dent into your net worth. Okay. It's not like you're 20 years old and that's the only $25,000 or $30,000 to your name. Okay. You're worth millions of dollars. So the fact that the market is down now, well, it's a bad time to take out the money. Your money was in cash. They have no clue what your situation is. It was just preposterous to me. And then I said, you know, let's say they think that you should hold on because the market's going to go back up. Okay, let's say the market roars back up another 20%, let's say. 20% of $25,000 is how much, ladies and gentlemen? I don't even need a calculator. $5,000. Okay, I'm not making light of $5,000, but $5,000 is not going to make any dent in your situation. Who cares? So don't always listen to your friends' free financial advice. I'm reminded of a story I think I've told before. A few years ago, I got a call from a lady who got divorced. And part of her settlement was that she got around $300,000. Now, I'm going to tell you all the information first. She worked part-time as a teacher, had 3 small children, was paying around 5,000 shekels in rent for a place, and she was in debt because she wasn't able to make ends meet, because her salary didn't cover even her rent, let alone bread or heat or utilities, right? So she was talking to her friends after, and her friends, her brilliant friends, told her to buy an apartment with that $300,000, okay? The neighborhood she wanted to look for and the size of the apartment that she needed, let's say in dollar terms, was gonna run her $550,000, $600,000. So she was gonna have to then take out a mortgage, which was pretty much equal to or even more than she was paying in rent. Now, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? All of her money she was going to put into an apartment. So she was left with a big zero. She's got 3 kids. She's got to feed them, got to pay mortgage payments, and she's already in debt because she can't make her ends meet on a monthly basis. So she was going to end up burying herself financially. And probably within 2 years, that was my guess, have to give the house back to the bank because she wasn't able to afford the payments anymore. Now, what kind of advice, you know, your friends might be well-meaning, but if they don't know intimately your financial situation from A to Z, don't listen to their advice because it's generally bad advice, okay? I want to give you another local Israeli thing that people should know. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. In fact, it's not even available anymore, but It probably will be one day in the future, but you should at least know going in what to expect. And that's a lot of people say when they want to borrow money, they take a loan against what's called their Keren Hishtalmut. Why is that? Because you get an incredible rate of that you have to pay, an interest rate that you have to pay to pay back that loan. Now, I'm not going to get into the fact that it's pretty much non-existent now because the supervisor of the banks have limited it because of the market drop and the amount of reserves the insurance companies and the financial institutions have to keep in reserve. They basically stopped giving these loans. But people don't know. They said, okay, I'm going to take out, I don't know, let's just say for argument's sake, 100,000 shekel loan for 5 years at a ridiculously low interest rate where they're going to have to pay like, I don't know, 100 or 200 shekels a month. So they're going along, they're paying 100 and 200 shekels a month. But there's a little dirty secret, and that's at the end of the 5 years, you got to actually pay that money back. You have to have, in this case, 100,000 shekels to pay back to the company that's got your Keren Hishtalmut. Okay, so just so you know that, right? The devil's in the details, as they say. I know so many people who've done that. Like, what? Well, where am I supposed to get the money from? Well, duh, you're taking a loan. Right? They gave you 100,000 shekels. Didn't it ever cross your mind you actually have to pay back that 100,000 shekels at some time and not just give them 100 shekels a month? So think about that, right? Think about doing that. In fact, whether that's a good idea or not to take that kind of a loan in the first place, because people like to arbitrage and, well, my Keren Hishtalmut averages 8% a year, and I'm paying 2% interest or 1% interest. So obviously that's a good idea. Well, it's a good idea as long as it's a good idea. But when the market drops 20% in a year, all of a sudden, that might not be such a great idea after all. Right? Another situation, I remember a while back, somebody made an exit, a serious exit from a high-tech company. And we spoke, and she was telling me that she leveraged a bunch of properties, including her home, and like 3 or 4 rentals and a lot of money. And then she said, well, I want to start building up my financial investments. I've got a lot of real estate. So my first suggestion was like, why don't you pay back all of the mortgages you took out? And you'll still have plenty of money to invest in the market. So you'll have the best of both worlds. You won't owe anybody a dime, number one. And number two, you can start investing a nice amount of money to start with in the market, especially, this was the time the market had dropped. I think it might have been even during Corona times. The market had dropped. So it's a great time, right? At the beginning of Corona. Well, so no, I don't think I want to do that. I want to be, my friends are telling me it's good to be leveraged because I've got a great deal on my interest rate that I'm paying back on all my mortgages. So I should just go gung-ho and the market's low and I should invest. Well, fast forward to today, right? But we have a similar situation. But what's going on today? Well, she didn't do that. She didn't take my advice a couple of years ago during Corona. What's going on today? Well, we know that the market's dropped over 20% in the first 6 months of the year. We also know that around the world, including in Israel, interest rates are moving higher, which means what? Not only did your big arbitrage idea blow up on you, okay, because the market dropped significantly, you made nothing in the market with the money that you started with, and you're paying more, but you're actually paying more now because rates are going up and your monthly repayments on your mortgages has increased, because that's the way it works in Israel. Right? A fixed rate mortgage isn't truly a fixed rate mortgage. And anything else you have certainly is rising. Okay? So sometimes don't listen to your friends' advice. Be smart. Okay? That's all I'm telling you. Be smart. Take a conservative approach to managing your money. At the end of the day, I think you'll do a lot better at the end of the day. Okay? And like I said at the beginning, your friends who are giving you the free advice, when they give you bad advice, they're not going to write a check to make up the money that they cost you. Okay? Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to my rant. Okay? You've been listening to the Aaron Katzman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katzman. We speak about your life, your money, and your investments. If you like this or any other of my content, please hit the like button below. And be sure as well, if you've not yet done so, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon.